This tape was created to give you some simple and readily usable tools to help deal with the stresses of everyday life. The A sides of this 2-tape set contain a total of 22 proven 1 to 3 minute stress reduction techniques that can be used effectively throughout the day to interrupt the stress cycle and bring you back to a more balanced state of being. I'd like to say a few words about the use of these tapes. First, the tapes, including both the music and the techniques you will learn on them, should not be used while driving a car or operating machinery. Second, if any of the exercises are uncomfortable for you, do not do them. And third, the B-sides of the tapes contain original musical compositions designed to help you relax and release tension. You may find the music especially useful when stretching and unwinding. The exercises on the tapes are designed so that they can be used sequentially to induce progressively deeper states of relaxation and awareness. They may also be used individually according to your personal needs and preferences at any particular time. As with anything else in life, you will get the most out of this experience by putting all of yourself into it. This means becoming fully involved in the exercises so that you can see for yourself the effects each one has for you. We hope that you will find these tapes beneficial and that you will take with you into your daily life at least 1 or 2 exercises that you will use on a regular basis to help reduce your stress. Before we begin, I'd like to ask you to think about the following question. How do you know if you're experiencing stress? We know what we're feeling by being aware of the sensations in our body. We usually experience stress as an uncomfortable sensation, a tension, tightness, tingling, heaviness, numbness, or some other unpleasant sensation. So our first exercise will be to check in with our body and see where we're holding stress. To make this exercise more real, I'd like to invite you to let yourself remember a recent time, including now if that's the case for you, when you were extremely stressed. And now, begin to look and feel in your body exactly what's going on. Start at the top of your head and gradually move your awareness down through every part of the body until you get to the tips of your toes. Take 2 to 3 minutes to do this. As your awareness moves through your body, notice the places where you hold the most stress and tension. What does it feel like? For now, don't try to get rid of it or change it in any way. Simply notice it. You can begin your check-in now. How do you feel after that experience? Did you see how the mind has an automatic and habitual aversion to uncomfortable sensations? Did you notice that simply by paying attention to the stress in the body, it began to diminish? This body sweep check-in was the first of our 22 stress reduction techniques. In a couple of minutes, we'll get started with the rest of the exercises, but before we do, I'd like to say a few words about stress. Have you ever had a day when nothing seemed to bother you? Not that everything was going perfectly, just that when things went wrong, they didn't seem to get to you the way they usually do. That tells us one very important thing about the nature of stress. It is not caused by the events in our lives, rather by our reactions to those events. Most of what happens to us we can't control, although we certainly try our best to do so. But we can always do something about our responses to the stressors in our daily lives. Imagine a tin can with an input tube coming in at the top and a spigot at the bottom. In a sense, human beings are like a container that can hold just about whatever we put into it, here represented by this can. Normally, stressors, both external and internal, are continually being pumped into our can, sometimes under great pressure, filling up the can. We do things in our lives that help relieve some of the stress, represented here by opening the spigot at the bottom of the can. Things like exercising, resting, sleeping, etc. By the way, some of the things we usually think of as relieving stress, like smoking, drinking coffee, drinking alcohol, etc., actually have the opposite effect in the long run. But oftentimes, we aren't able to empty out enough of the can, and at some point, the pressure in the can becomes so great that something has to give. In the beginning, it's usually our emotions. We blow up or break down. The stress symptoms get worse, and ironically, the worse they get, the more we tend to avoid them, until eventually the stress somaticizes. That is, it shows up in some form of physical symptoms. Unfortunately, or perhaps fortunately, this is the point at which we usually begin to pay some attention to it. Given that we can't do much about the stressors being pumped into our can at the top, the only control we have over the situation is to be able to release some of the stress periodically through the spigot at the bottom. This tape will teach you to become aware of the stress you hold in your body and give you a tool bag of highly effective techniques that will release some of the buildup of stress so that you can live a more peaceful, productive, and joyous life. The key to reversing the stress cycle is simple. Instead of avoiding the discomfort in the body, you need to learn to pay attention to it and embrace it. So now I'm going to lead you through a series of 21 more short stress reduction exercises, each one of which has the potential for changing your life. You can relax and enjoy this time to be with yourself. You don't have to have a life-changing experience with each exercise. My hope is simply that you find one or two techniques that feel good enough to you that you will take them with you and use them in your daily life. If any of the exercises end before you feel complete with them, simply pause your tape machine until you're done, and then continue with the next exercise. Now I'm going to invite you to take a minute or two to go back inside your body, to the place that you discovered a while ago where you were holding the most tension around that particularly stressful situation. And for the next few minutes, let yourself begin to explore this inner space. As much as is possible, adopt an open and curious, childlike attitude towards everything that comes into your awareness concerning this part of your body. Don't fight, run away from, or judge anything. Just take a minute or two to get to know this part of yourself that you usually avoid. To start this exploration, see if you can find exactly where in your body this uncomfortable sensation is located. How big is it? What shape is it? What color is it? What's the surface texture? What's it made of? Is it solid or hollow? Can you get a sense of what it's like on the inside? Can you feel what it's like on the inside? Can you see what's in there? Just look around in there for a minute and then come back out again. Now notice how you feel after being with this part of yourself that you usually avoid for just a couple of minutes. Sometime, you might want to see what it would be like to stay with this exploration for longer periods of time. I've divided the rest of the exercises into 3 general categories: body, breath, and mind, and we'll do the exercises in that order. With the body exercises, you will see that you can release stress directly through the muscles. So to begin with, sit in a comfortably erect posture. Slowly begin to bring your head forwards, allowing gravity to pull your chin down towards your chest. When your head has gone as far as is comfortable, let yourself relax into the stretch that is happening in the neck and shoulders. This head drop exercise teaches one how to embrace stress as it exists on the physical level. Continue to let go into the stretch for another minute and then go on to the next exercise. Now slowly begin to rotate the head in a circular motion so that the right ear moves toward the right shoulder. Continue with this circular motion, bending the neck gently backwards, bringing the head back as far as is comfortable. Then circle the left ear over towards the left shoulder. And then bring the chin back down to the chest. Now reverse the direction of the head roll, bringing the left ear back to the left shoulder, then bringing the head to the back, then around to the right, and end with the chin back on the chest. Bring the head slowly back up to an upright position and notice how you feel. Now slowly raise the shoulders up towards the ears. When they're as high as they can go, release them. Let them go. Once again, raise the shoulders and let them go. And a third time, raise and let go. This is a quick and effective stress reliever, especially for people who work at desks all day long. For this next exercise, you can sit in a chair or on the floor, either with your legs crossed or, if you're especially limber, straight out in front of you. The goal of this exercise is to continue to explore ways in which you can release stress through gentle stretching, this time along the entire length of the spine. So begin by letting your head drop down to your chin again. But this time, keep going with a forward bending movement by letting your shoulders fold forward and allow gravity to pull your entire spine down, one vertebra at a time, so that your chest comes down towards your thighs. Just let gravity pull your body down, bending forward, rolling forward. As with the head drop, when you've gone as far as you comfortably can, relax into the stretch for a minute or two, allowing gravity to pull your body further down. Just let go and embrace the stretch. Let go of the breath. Let go of the body. Just let go. And when you're done, just give your body permission to stretch itself in any way it wants to, in order to relieve whatever stress it is still holding. Your body knows where the stress is and what it needs to do in order to release it. All you have to do is get out of the way and let your body do whatever it needs to at the moment. Do this unwinding for a couple of minutes. How are you feeling now? If you would like to continue with this stretching and unwinding for an extended period of time, you can turn this tape over and use the music on the other side to assist you in this process of letting go of stress through the body. In any case, when you're done, take a couple of minutes to gently massage those parts of your body where you still feel some tension, finding whatever touch produces the greatest relaxation. How do you feel now? One time when I was meditating, I saw very clearly that every place that I was holding stress in my body was a place of non-forgiveness, a place where I was holding something against myself or others. So we're going to end this tape with a brief forgiveness meditation. On tape 2, we're going to continue learning how to embrace stress, focusing on techniques that work through the breath and the mind. Because different people will want to spend varying lengths of time with some of the exercises, I have not left practice time after the instructions, but recommend that you pause your tape machine for as long as you need to feel complete with the experience, and then move on to the next exercise. So now we're going to do some breathing exercises. The breath is the link between the body and the mind, and we often hold a great deal of tension there. Before we begin, I'd like to give a few instructions about breathing in general. First, it's always best to inhale through the nose. The nose has a built-in filtering system, and it warms and cleans the air before it enters your lungs. Breathe in and out in a smooth and regular flow. When you hold your breath, do so comfortably without straining, and avoid tensing unrelated muscles. It's best to practice breathing in the cleanest possible air. Fresh air or a well-ventilated room is preferable. And finally, it's best to practice on an empty stomach. Our first breathing exercise is the simplest, and it's the one you probably were taught as a child. Inhale deeply through the nostrils, holding the breath at the top of the inhalation for just a second or two, and then release the breath. Repeat this for 2 more breaths. On the last inhalation, take in as much air as you comfortably can, really stretching out the lungs and the rib cage. Hold for 2 or 3 seconds, and then release with abandon. How does that feel? This next breathing exercise is called the Ha breath. It's excellent for quickly clearing out stress, especially that caused by a buildup of frustration or anger. The Ha breath is energizing as well as relaxing. I'm going to describe the process first, and then we're going to do it together. To start with, you will raise your arms up overhead and inhale as deeply as you can. Then you're going to lower the arms quickly and at the same time forcefully exhale all the air you can out through the mouth, making a loud ha sound. Okay, now let's do it. From a sitting position, lift your arms up and inhale deeply through the nose. And lower your arms quickly and exhale. Ha! Repeat this Ha breath 2 or 3 times, and then go on to the next exercise. The next exercise we're going to do is called diaphragmatic breathing. In the beginning, it's best to do this exercise lying on the back, but after you've gained some experience, it can be done sitting or even standing. Place a hand on the abdomen below the waist. Close the eyes. Relax and focus the attention on the breath. And inhale fully as you stretch the abdomen outward. Exaggerate this movement at first, breathing through the nostrils in an even, steady manner. If you wish, you may open your eyes and observe the motion of the abdomen by watching the hand placed on your belly rise with the inhalation. Hold the inhalation for as long as you comfortably can, and then as you exhale, press in and back with the abdominal muscles, squeezing all the air out of the belly. Repeat this process a few times. Each massive exhalation is followed by an equally great inhalation, once again forcing the abdomen out as you inhale and not moving the upper chest and shoulders at any time during the process. As you inhale and exhale, forcing the abdomen outward and then inward, concentrate on directing the energy to the solar plexus, that area in the front of the body where the rib cage meets by the diaphragm. This recharges and revitalizes the body with each inhalation and exhalation. This exercise calms and relaxes the entire nervous system. Pause your tape machine here and go ahead and practice this exercise until you feel complete with it. Now on the next inhalation, after the diaphragm is fully extended, bring air higher up into the lungs, expanding the rib cage as the middle of the chest fills up with air. Continue to bring the breath all the way up into the upper lungs, under the sternum and shoulders, lifting the shoulders and opening the upper part of the chest. Inhale all the air that you comfortably can and hold the breath for a moment or two. Then exhale slowly, reversing the sequence, releasing the air in the upper chest first, and then the middle chest, and then the abdomen, making sure to squeeze out all the stale air, using the diaphragm to force out every last ounce of air in the lungs. Repeat this complete breath a few more times, continuing the smooth flow of one breath after another, noticing how, when a rhythm is developed, the breath grows steady and longer in duration. Pause the tape here and practice. Now sit in a comfortable position with the back straight. Place the middle finger of the right hand between the eyebrows. Place the right thumb gently on the right nostril and rest the baby and ring fingers lightly on the left nostril. Breathe slowly and deeply through both nostrils. After the next exhalation, close the right nostril with the thumb and take a deep breath in through the left nostril. Hold the breath for as long as you comfortably can, squeezing both nostrils closed with the thumb and fingers. Now keep the left nostril closed with the third and fourth fingers and breathe out through the right nostril. Now keep the left nostril closed and breathe in through the right nostril. Hold the breath, once again closing both nostrils. Now keep the right nostril closed with the thumb and breathe out through the left nostril. This constitutes one round of alternate nostril breathing. You may find that after a short time, you establish a natural rhythm of inhalation, holding, and exhalation. Continue this rhythm for another minute or two, or until you feel complete. Alternate nostril breathing has a calming, stilling, and balancing effect on the mind. It is also excellent for insomnia, fatigue, nervous conditions which often accompany chronic illness, and of course, sinus problems. Pause the tape here. Next, we're going to do 3 different kinds of mental exercises. The first series of exercises are called autosuggestion or autogenic training. They will show you how what you put into your mind affects your stress level. Breathe comfortably and naturally. On your next inhalation, silently say to yourself, "I am." And on the following exhalation, say, "Relaxed," allowing the words to sink deeply into your body-mind as you say them. I am relaxed. I am relaxed. I am relaxed. If you wish, you can pause the tape here and repeat this process for a minute or two. And when you're done, say to yourself 2 or 3 times, "I feel relaxed and refreshed. I feel relaxed and refreshed. I feel relaxed and refreshed." Next, we're going to do a slightly more involved autogenic training. Slowly repeat the following sentences silently to yourself, once again, allowing yourself to experience each one as fully as possible, focusing the thoughts directly into the body parts being addressed. My right arm is heavy and warm. My right arm is heavy and warm. My left arm is heavy and warm. My left arm is heavy and warm. My right leg is heavy and warm. My right leg is heavy and warm. My left leg is heavy and warm. My left leg is heavy and warm. My neck and shoulders are heavy and warm. My neck and shoulders are heavy and warm. My heartbeat is calm and regular. My heartbeat is calm and regular. My breathing is calm and regular. My breathing is calm and regular. My abdomen is warm My abdomen is warm. My forehead is cool. My forehead is cool. My body is relaxed and comfortable. My body is relaxed and comfortable. I am refreshed and alert. I am refreshed and alert. And finally, repeat the following phrase to yourself a few times, once again letting the words in very deeply. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. Visualization techniques also show you the effect that thoughts have on your state of being. We're going to do 2 simple and effective visualizations. First, let yourself go in your mind to the place in the world where you feel most comfortable, most at home. If you don't have a place like that in your life right now, see if you can remember a place you once had, or create one you would like to have in your imagination. When you get there in your mind, let yourself become more fully present by seeing, hearing, smelling, and feeling all that's going on in that space. Pause the tape here until you feel at home in this space. Now think of someone you love very deeply and invite that person into your place with you. See them there with you. Feel them there with you. How does that feel? Visualization is something you can easily do anytime, anywhere. Meditation focuses the attention and opens the awareness. It's best to practice meditation sitting in a comfortably erect posture. Place your hands together in your lap, and if it's comfortable for you, cross your legs. Our first meditation exercise is counting the breath. This technique helps to concentrate the mind and bring it into a single focal point. Allow the breath to flow naturally without any forcing or holding. And on the first inhalation, say silently to yourself, 1. On the following exhalation, say 2. On the next inhalation, 3. And on the next exhalation, 4. Continue counting in this manner until you get to 10, and then go back to 1 and begin counting again. You may notice that the mind has a tendency to wander. When you catch yourself having lost count, simply go back to 1 and start again. Pause the tape here and practice this exercise for 2 or 3 minutes. Now continue the breathing, but instead of counting the breath, just begin to observe it. First, Notice the subtle sensations created by the breath at the rim of the nostrils, where the breath enters and leaves the body. Just watch what happens at this spot with each inhalation and each exhalation. Pause the tape and follow the breath here for a couple of minutes. Now shift the focus of observation to the abdomen, watching in your mind's eye your abdomen rise and fall, expand and contract with each inhalation and exhalation. Don't force your abdomen out or in, just let it be soft and open to the flow of the breath. Pause the tape and follow the breath here for a couple more minutes. Now, with each exhalation, let go in your mind of everything that's come before this moment. And with each successive inhalation, let yourself come more and more fully into the present moment. Pause the tape and practice this for a while. Now notice that there is a natural momentary pause in the breath between the in-breath and the out-breath at the top of the inhalation. Let yourself become aware of this space between the breaths, this present moment. And with each subsequent breath, become increasingly conscious of this space between the breaths, and just allow yourself to rest in this space without forcing anything for slightly longer and even longer periods of time. Pause the tape for as long as you need here. How do you feel now? One time when I was meditating, I saw very clearly that every place that I was holding stress in my body was a place of non-forgiveness, a place where I was holding something against myself or others. So we're going to end this tape with a brief forgiveness meditation. You might want to do this at first with a relatively non-threatening person, like the guy who cut you off on the expressway this morning, and build up to more difficult people later. So let yourself know who you are ready to forgive today, and bring into your mind and heart the image, the sense, the feel of this person that you want to forgive. This person who has wronged you, this person who you have put out of your heart. And just hold this person there in your heart, the way you've held yourself during the last hour, and say to them, I forgive you. I forgive you for whatever pain you have caused me, due to your ignorance, blindness, and fear. Whatever is the source of your pain, I forgive you for passing it on to me. I forgive you. I forgive you. And if you're willing, end the meditation by wishing this person well and sending kind, perhaps even loving thoughts to him or her. And then let the person go. You can use this simple forgiveness meditation with anyone, eventually even with yourself. Before we end, I'd like to ask you something. Did you notice that the more fully you entered into an exercise, the more effective you were in terms of reducing stress? In my life, I have found that the more attentive I am to the activity in which I am engaged, the richer my experience and the less stress I create. Whether I'm working on a complex project or doing everyday tasks like walking, eating, and washing the dishes, giving my full attention to the details of my life definitely eliminates a considerable amount of stress. So as an experiment, you might want to try bringing awareness into your daily life to see what it might do for you. Try it for an hour or two, or if you're really adventuresome, try it for a whole day sometime. Finally, pause the tape here for a moment to look at the stress in your life from this more relaxed state, and let yourself see what you now can do to change your habitual responses to stressful situations. Now let yourself know what you're willing to commit to do on a daily basis in order to change your life. Remember, these stress reduction techniques only work if you use them. Be careful not to overcommit and then get into feeling like a failure and berating yourself for not honoring your commitments. It's better to commit to 2 or 3 minutes a day and do it than to commit to 30 minutes and not do it. It feels so good to reduce the stress in your life that you'll want to do more and more stress reduction as time goes on. Now make a written contract with yourself right now as to what you can comfortably commit to. Now let yourself know what you need to do to remind yourself on a daily basis to honor your commitment, and write that down also. Refer back to this each day at the time that would best help you honor your commitment. Side B of this tape has more music to help you unwind and release any stress that might possibly be left in your body-mind. We hope that you've enjoyed these tapes and will find them useful. Daily practice of these techniques can help you create a more balanced and peaceful life. We wish you well. If you would like further information about other offerings of Dale Goldstein or Steve Green, please write or call the Heartwork Institute, 48 Dale Road, Rochester, New York, 14625, phone 716-381-8510.